player on a championship team. But his best postseason is right now.
I'm glad you brought that up. I feel scared to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. This series, Aaron Gordon is the best player on the Denver Nuggets, Zach. He's averaging 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Physically and mentally, he's there every single night.
He is so bothersome to SGA.
And I'm not saying that's a good thing, guys. I'm not.
No. Correct. It's not healthy. No.
But what I'm saying is, like, my eyes are telling me Aaron Gordon's the best player on the Denver Nuggets right now.
So you might be right. Like,
come on, Zach. Right now.
Well. The thing is, like, he's hitting threes, and I understand, but it's just none of it. And I know you know this, but just none of this works without Jokić. None of it. But Jokić is playing compared to his standard.
Yeah.
To his standard, this is not anywhere close. Not anywhere close. Now let's ignore Jokić is averaging 27
for sure.
But I understand. I do understand what you're saying. I really do.
That's why I was scared to say it.
No,
I know I'm probably gonna get attacked.
No. I know, because even though it's not like factual, because none of it does work without Jokić, I actually completely understand your sentiment. The clutchness of Gordon, what he's doing defensively, what he's doing on the glass,
free throws,
the timely shot making again on Friday night to go with 2 other game winners in this postseason.
Defense. Okay, he's not a young buck anymore, but he's staying consistent. Physically, like I said before, he's ready to bang.
Yep.
But he's also ready to root for his teammates and back them when he needs to. And then mentally, he's all locked in.
Aaron Gordon is one of the 10 greatest Denver Nuggets of all time. He is. And one day, his jersey should hang up from the rafters of Ball Arena. As central of a figure as he was in a title. Don't be shy. We know Jamal and Jokić are going to be up there.
For sure.
Who would be the next person that would go from that team?
AG.
And this era of Denver Nuggets basketball? It's Aaron Gordon.
David Adelman said Aaron Gordon's the soul of the team.
Yep.
And it's showing every single night that he steps foot on that court. Now, I said earlier, like, that's not a good thing when I sit here and say that Aaron Gordon's the best player right now on the Nuggets. And I know that there's context to it. And I know that I might be in my feelings because Jokić is not having a good series so far, and Jamal needs to step up. But AG, come on, so consistent. You can rely on him. And I'm so comfortable with him taking the last second shot again if he needs to.
It's crazy. He is so clutch. Has there been a moment in this postseason where Aaron Gordon's been in a big spot and hasn't answered the call? I can't think of one.
Well, what about Sunday? Free throws.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Zach?
Sure. Well, and that wasn't just an Aaron Gordon thing,
yeah,
right?
No, it wasn't.
And he shot total 4, and he missed 2. I mean, it can't happen. I mean.
But the timing of it to me,
yeah, it sucked.
That to me was like, this is not the time, AG.
Yeah.
You have to make these free throws. Jokić.
How about Jokić?
You have to make the free throws right now. This is something we talked about with Chet, the game 1, where it's like the moment was just too big. And we know the moment's not big for Jokić or Aaron Gordon, but that was a big-time opportunity to stay in the game by making those free throws.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think it was 90% last postseason from the charity stripe for Jokić, and this postseason it's 75. That's a 15 percentage point difference. And, you know, going 11-14, I think most people would sign up for that. First of all, the fact that Jokić got to the free throw line and shot 14 free throws, that's one of the most in his postseason career.
Everybody should be happy. Jokić finally gets to the line.
But it's the timeliness of the misses. Peyton Watson, 0 for 2. You missed 10 free throws in a game you lost by 5. And I know it's easier said than done because you're dog tired and tongues are dragging and all that.
What'd you say, though? That can't be an excuse.
Nope.
Said that earlier.
It
he was
can't
about to
and it
fight
won't
me
be.
for that.
No, it can and it won't be. Look, if you saw what you saw in Game 7 a year ago, I've never used as an excuse, ever. This is the setup and dynamic of your team.
But what if it's true, though?
No, so that's
like,
a reason. That's a reason, not an excuse. But what will be unacceptable in NBA history? And let's just use last year as an example. No rational basketball conversation will go like this, where it's like, so the Nuggets had to wait 2 postseason cycles for Jamal Murray to get healthy. So, like, that's an excuse. But what we won't say is, like, Yeah, they couldn't get over the hump, for the 2 years because they were missing their second best player, and then in 2024, they just couldn't get over the hump because they were tired. So, that's why it's like, no, people don't talk like that. No one cares. No one cares.
No, nobody does care.
Well, we'll talk about it here in this market, here on this show. But when Colin Cowherd or Dan Patrick is talking about this game or this dynamic, looking back at it, it will not serve as an acceptable reason why you lost.
Well, okay, Zach, but tell me this then: if the Nuggets are healthy and not tired, do they beat the Thunder? Right now they seem like in crunch time minutes they're way better than Thunder. That's a fact.
Until yesterday.
But also, you just win overtime 36 hours earlier.
Yeah.
You're in a fourth quarter. You were in a game 7. Your best player's not playing the best basketball right now. Jamal Murray, your second best player, is not playing the best basketball right now. Like I feel like that's a built-in excuse when it comes to being tired. You're literally playing 6, maybe 7 guys. You have 2 guys coming off your bench, and Westbrook and Watson.
So did Adam Silver just assign these players to the Nuggets?
No, they did it.
So this is an excuse for you. The fact that they're tired?
Well, it's just a fact. It's a fact. It in a 48-minute game in the fourth quarter, it changed. The momentum shift.
So do you
feel they didn't have nothing left in the tank?
So you feel more comfortable with yesterday's loss, hanging it on? They were just so tired.
I feel comfortable with yesterday's loss, hanging on. They were tired, and Jokić did not do a good enough job, and Jamal Murray did not do a good enough job. The 2 best players on our team did not do a good enough job, Zach.
Guess who else struggled? Oklahoma City's 2 best players. SGA goes for 25 points, 8 points below his average on an inefficient 8 for 19 shooting. Half his points came from the free throw line. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, all-star, goes 2 for 13, 0 for 5.
Great defense, Zach.
0 for 5 from 3.
Great defense.
I mean, he just struggled. He's just struggled mightily. So their 2 best players struggled mightily.
Great defense.
Your 2 best players struggled mightily. There is no way, shape, or form I am going to feel comfortable about saying the fact that they didn't win that game yesterday because they were tired. This is professional sports. You have made your own luck here in this situation.
They have.
The Denver Nuggets drafted these players. The Denver Nuggets constructed, and Calvin Booth, who's no longer here, constructed this incredibly flawed roster.
Yep.
Right? You did just go 7 games in the first round.
With no coach, no general manager.
I understand, right? And you played a better opponent than they did because you're a lesser seed, right? So you had less of a regular season. You're in control of that. Your roster's flawed. Organizationally, you're in control of that. They had a sweep because they're the 1 seed, so they played the worst team in the playoffs in
Which
Memphis.
they did.
They're in control of that. So, I can't just sit here and just, say I'm okay with this massively blown opportunity where you have a chance to put the 68-win 1 seed in a 3-1 vice grip, and you couldn't do it. And their supporting cast members, in a way that yours didn't, or you don't have, pick one.
We don't have.
Shined. That's okay. This is
in the bench too. Let's not get started with the bench being outscored 35-8.
Yes, this is. But
our bench player come off the bench, and I don't mean no disrespect to Mr. Russell Westbrook. He's 36 years old.
Yeah,
and he's playing really good basketball, by the way.
He was terrible yesterday. But going in the series, to wait till hour 2.
I can't wait.
No, he had 4 fouls in the fourth quarter and put them in the bonus in a way that I don't want to make it about Russ because it's not
about Russ. It's about Jokić. It's about Jamal Murray. Let's start with them first.
I know.
And then we're going to go to MPJ.
I've never seen a player airball more than that was the airball game yesterday. By the way, how many airballs were in yesterday's game?
Oh, it was from the start. The first quarter, literally, I want to say 4 to 6.
I think there might have been 6 air balls yesterday from the Denver Nuggets, and I'm sitting there watching it.
Why
live.
is that though?
It felt like there was 13.
But why was that? Because you're sitting there dog tired.
I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is on the breakaway, pulls up in the first 4 minutes of the game, and airballs a 3. Was he tired from 36 hours ago in the first 4 minutes?
He might be. Come on, Zach.
Come on.
They're trying to find the shot. They're trying to find a way. They're trying to find an edge, right?
You are letting these guys off the hook in a crazy way, dude.
So they're not. But
they
to
blew
me,
it. They had an 8-point
I'm not saying they
lead.
didn't blow it, Zach. I'm not saying they didn't blow it. They did. They should have played better, tighter defense at the end there. By the way, at some point, or what point do you stop playing zone? when SGA's out the game, shouldn't you not play zone anymore? Go man, because SGA's not on the court.
It was a mistake.
That's a mistake.
It was a mistake by David Adelman.
I'm not going to let that slip. The free throws, I'm not going to let that go because you have Jokić and you have AG that have to make those free throws count. And Peyton Watson, when you miss all your free throws, you have to make that count. But at some point, when you don't have the rotational players, when you don't have that depth.
But we knew this already.
I know, but I'm just like, it's a fact that they're tired, and it showed in the fourth quarter. Look, in the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter, we were up.
Yes.
But then all of a sudden, the momentum shifted and swung to the Thunder's way.
Yes.
Why? Because we got dog tired.
But isn't that the dynamic that we are so hyper aware of coming into the series?